This Chyna'S story is really depressing and sad to hear. You feel me? And her life was ruined by two jabronis, two monkey ass eaters by the names of Triple H, Paul Levesque McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon Hemsley. These two demonic son of a bitches wanted to demolish this woman so they could run WWE. So Stephanie could run WWE and could take Triple H under her wing. Now, a lot of people are concerned. They're gonna ask me, Jose, what happened with China? What did Triple H do to her? Well, she really just said this shit. She found love letters in Triple H's luggage. 12 to 20 love letters, right? From Stephanie, right? She was crushed, and there was an altercation going on with these two. I looked all this shit up, right? And one thing for sure, this story is fucking crazy, right? One thing for sure, Triple H has betrayed a lot of people backstage in the WWE. And a lot of people think he's just a good guy, and this new generation looks at him like he's a special guy. No, he's not. I'm damn near the only ones in this new generation that understands how difficult and how stupid Triple H is. Number one, if you're going to go out with somebody, keep it real. Don't just go out with them and then cheat on them because you find a boss's daughter. You should have never went out with that woman. But Triple H had a plan. It seemed like Stephanie had a plan, you know? And that plan is really fucking insane, right? Number two, if you're gonna ruin somebody's life because it satisfies you, and if you want their man, and if you have and you wanted to take advantage of him and shit like that, you're a demonic bitch. Like, the more I hear about this story, I lost a lot of respect for Stephanie McMahon. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know, she's still an entertaining star. She's still sexy, but at the end of the day, let's be real. As time goes on, we can't look at these wrestlers and people the same, right? Hearing about Chyna speaking on the story is really sad to hear. You know, I felt bad. Like, I just felt uncomfortable hearing this, but I needed to talk about this, right? Because people need to stop thinking Triple H is going to save wrestling. People need to stop thinking Triple H is best for business, or he's going to change WWE, you know? And people are hoping next year WWE is going to be great. It's not. Nothing's going to be special. Because Triple H and Stephanie just want to be in the way and say they run WWE, you know? Now, what if it turns around to where Stephanie cheats on Triple H and she sues Triple H? Rumors out there, and I don't know if this is true, that Triple H and Stephanie are not talking, you know? I don't know. I really don't give a fuck, you know? So, here's the thing, right? I heard this Chyna interview on Vince Russo's podcast. You know, she looks good. She looks better than ever before she died. You know, she looked better than she did when she was with Sean Waltman. So y'all got to understand, Chyna's life has been really fucking harsh on her. It's really been a downfall for her ever since she went out with Sean Waltman. You know, she was hoping, you know, her and Triple H get along as she's with Sean. You know, so Sean was on a lot of drugs. You know, he took a lot of drugs on counters and beating Chyna, abusing her. So it's just insane. Hey, we're talking about the Chyna with the blonde wig and the red hair here. You know, she didn't look good. I didn't like her that way. When I saw her in Vince Russo's podcast, she looked better than ever, right? So she had to fucking leave the dude. Mind you, she was in a mental breakdown. She was finding help. So this whole Triple H and Sean Waltman thing has been really taking a toll on her. And I need people to understand here that Triple H is not this good guy people think he is. I need everybody in WWE, the new generation, to understand how demonic Triple H is. If anybody from WWE is watching my video, understand what I'm saying. Triple H and Stephanie ruined Chyna, and she wanted to have a downfall with drugs, getting abused by Sean, and she was just finding love. And she literally said, I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. The only time I was drinking was after that Sean situation. I was having mental breakdowns. You know, so Chyna never drunk. She never took any drugs. She might have never smoked. So that's good. Triple H was never a smoker or a drinker. Triple H wanted to be with Sean and the Clique and them because they were in Vince's office. You know? Vince's office where they sucking, you know? What were they doing? Trying to get some power. And Triple H got the lessons from them niggas, right? Rumors out there. See, this when Shawn Michaels fucked Sonny. When he fucked Sonny, you know? Fucked Sonny, right? And Sonny cheated on his husband, right? Cheated on her husband, right? That's where Triple H learned that from. That's where Triple H learned that from, where he could cheat on Chyna to go with Stephanie, right? And that's insane to hear about. And I heard about that Shawn Michaels and Sonny situation, but I wasn't even born yet. So I will get it. We'll talk about that very soon. So here's the thing, right? China told us, man, she was gonna be a teacher in Japan. She moved to Japan. You know, she said this literally. She moved to Japan, and she's literally living there. She was living there until she died. I don't know where she died at, you know, but she said she was living in Japan, and she's trying to leave everything behind. It doesn't want nobody making money off her name. So she is just depressed when she sees all the reality TV shows and sports. So all the other sports are trying to get into other things is not satisfying China. And that's because Triple H took her life, you know, broke the woman, broke her down, broke her heart. Like, she thought they were going to get married, have a family. They had a dog together. They were living with together. So can you imagine, just imagine living with a woman, right? Or a man, right? You have everything. You got a dog, you know, if you're having kids, you're going to get married. So shit like that. And all of a sudden they cheat on you. And that's my biggest fear. I'm not going to lie to you. This is why I have certain priorities and certain things that I don't do in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep your hopes and hot. Sometimes you gotta keep your hopes down. Sometimes things might not work. You know, you can't just rush things. Be like, you know what? I want to get a house. I want to get married. No, you gotta see if your woman, your man, is really on that level. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can still go out or whatever, but there's certain things. I don't know. I just don't want to see nobody go through this shit like Chyna did. And you guys understand, it's not just Triple H. Her relationship with Shawn made it a lot worse. You know? And with Stephanie taking Hunter from him, Stephanie doesn't care if you were struggling. See, Stephanie's the type of person who don't care if you're struggling. Stephanie doesn't care if she takes your man. Stephanie does not care if your mother's dying and if you got to go to work the next day. You got to do your job. She's those type of women that she don't give a fuck about what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't respect this woman, because that's what she did to Chyna. And there was a confrontation with her and Chyna in the bathroom, right? There was a confrontation after the situation where Triple H left Chyna in the bathroom and he went off with the Mcmahons on the private jet. Left Chyna in there and the security guards had to get her out of there. This is what Chyna said. And this is really fucking depressing, man. It's really ridiculous. You know, and people think Triple H is this good guy. You know, dude, this woman, it's ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck this company did to this woman. I don't understand why they did this. You feel me? Like, Chyna was the type where she could be the first woman to be a WWE champion, WWF champion. She could have been on that level, you know? There's so much she could do. Like, imagine she was around today, maybe teaming up with Jade or Raquel or stronger women. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine that, bro. If Triple H never cheated on Chyna, right? Never cheated. Just went with the DX thing. And, dude, Triple H can still go to the top with DX. You know, and Triple H is so fucking, he's just a bitch. He's so lame. He doesn't understand certain things. You know, he's just a devil motherfucker. I'm going to tell you that for sure. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Because Chyna was there, living her life, loved her job, and now all of a sudden he just fucks it all up. He don't even care. Because he wants to go further. He wants to have the power. He wants to go to the next level. But he's not understanding or cares about Chyna. You feel me? And Chyna was there for you. And Chyna said that he treated her like a woman. You know, always hold her hand. And even said this: I am glad that you're on the road with me. Because without you, I probably wouldn't be in this wrestling. I wouldn't be on the road. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to this is before the situation. So he's you know, showing her love and shit. But it's like, we don't know if him and Stephanie were talking on the low. Maybe because by then, what was it, 95? Stephanie was 19. Was Hunter talking to Stephanie then? Let me know. Or you never know. You just never know. And it's just really dark and fucking crazy, man. Like, literally. So, no, Chyna never heard about the situation, but everybody did. Shane McMahon and his wife Marissa Ann knew about it. So everybody knew about it besides Chyna. And just imagine everybody knowing about you getting cheated on, you don't know, and you're the last one who found out. That's fucking crazy. That's crushing, and that's really demonic to even think about. Now, as I'm breaking this shit down to you guys understand what I'm saying, right? Triple H is not this good guy that people think he is. Stephanie McMahon is a dirty-ass, lame bitch. Some bitch from Connecticut, right? Who thinks she can do whatever she wants, get on top by crushing other people's careers and jobs, and their livelihoods. take their fucking lives and crush them. And now China is trying to find love going out with XPAC, Sean Waltman, and Sean Waltman's on drugs and starts abusing her, which is fucked up. You feel me? And he didn't understand that what China went through with Triple H and Stephanie. He didn't understand. And mind you, Mcmahon, this is the same guy that told China that, but China was breaking down on the phone. She said, please, Vince, please, don't tell me this is true. Don't tell me we were going to have a house together. We were going to get married. Don't tell me he's messing with Stephanie. And Vince is like, do not lose your job behind this. And just hangs up the phone. Right? So they had a talk in the office. She's like, and he told her some crazy shit, right? She was like, you're powerful. You're strong. You're important for this company, but don't lose your job behind this. After Stephanie just tells her, that's my man. I love him, and we're going to have a life together. This and that. So she just goes off on China attacking her. You feel me? This is fucked up. You feel me? And this just tells you, Stephanie's not a good woman either. You feel me? I had a feeling Stephanie really wasn't. You feel me? This whole situation, right? But that doesn't mean I fucking gonna glaze her. She's still a good character, but at the end of the fucking day, we gotta be real. Triple H and Stephanie are not good people. You feel me? Now imagine if a wrestler came in, right? He has a bad leg, right? Been having leg issues for years, right? Imagine you having leg issues for years, and your boss forces you to wrestle every week. No time off, just forces you to work, right? You would want to quit. You would want to quit, and you would want to sue. You feel me? And it's like, come on now. People gotta understand, like, if you want to work for WWE, go ahead. Fine. But just be careful how dirty Hunter is, please. Because if he's gonna have you, on the main roster, right? And if you have muscles, you look better than ever, you're on the level of John Cena and The Rock, right? He doesn't push you. He's just gonna laugh at your face. Because he doesn't care. Triple H is the jealous motherfucker up in here. He doesn't want nobody stronger than him in that company. He probably doesn't even want China jacked up next to him. So he probably realized some shit, and he's like, you know what? I need a smaller woman that I can control, that I can put down. I'm stronger than. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, why would you go out here in the first place? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to go out here in the first place? It's just fucking sad. You know what I'm saying? And people need to understand that if you're going to be in a relationship, you have to keep it real. Don't just sit up here and wait till in 1 minute you see your boss's daughter. I'm going to go fuck the bitch and put your 20-year relationship behind. You feel me? And that's what Triple H did. Because he does not care about nobody but himself. He doesn't care about nobody but himself. And please, man, don't be surprised if Stephanie cheats on Hunter. Now, I know Stephanie's 50, yo. What are you talking about? You don't know that shit. You don't know that. You feel me? And Triple H and Stephanie want to mention China in 2018. Have every nerve to mention her fucking name, right? After she passed away. It's just got a lot of nerve to mention that shit after what you did to that woman. And we're supposed to sit up here and be relieved and be happy you mentioned China. And I listen, China was a cool wrestler. I think China was fucking awesome. But it's like, with this shit right here, it's really crazy to hear. And you guys have to understand, the look at China's face, she doesn't look good. Like, she looked upset on Vince Russo's podcast. Like, she wasn't crying, but she was telling her story, breaking everything down, right? So, see, one thing about me, if I look at you, if something ain't right, if you explain about some other shit, like it's a sad story, whatever, or something from the past, I'm gonna know that you're not good. You're not well. You're still dealing with it, and you're traumatized. China looks traumatized. Listen, man. Drugs and stress can really kill you, and that's what killed China. And Triple H and Stephanie ought to be blamed here. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should feel bad, and they deserve everything coming their way. Shit. You got I don't know if this is real, right? No, I'm talking about this other segment with Stephanie and Brie. Never mind, guys. Never mind. That was storyline wise. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys looking at Triple H and Stephanie the other way? Or do you guys think that these two were young, didn't know what they were doing, they were just young, and were egotistic? Well, they were young as well. They're older now. Hopefully, they could just realize they fucked up and move forward. You know? Like, if I were Hunter, I don't know. Like, this is 25 years ago, so obviously it's nothing I can do. I'm only 24, so I don't care about what Triple H could have did. But the least Chyna could have did was never went with Triple H. She would have went off to have her own career, and probably she would have been fine. Like, if Chyna would have never went out with Triple H, she would have been alive. She would have been alive and probably still wrestle or retire. She probably would have been a retired wrestler, you know? So, let me know what you guys think about this. Because they killed Chyna, and this is fucked up. This is fucked up. And I'm not saying like kill her with a knife or a gun. I'm talking about like mentally lies. You just cheating on her and she's on drugs, trying to find love. And Shaw Waltzman abusing her, right? She just wants to be loved. She just wants somebody to, come on, man. Even Jim Ross, that motherfucker, I don't even like Jim Ross. He even said that Chyna used to always break down to him, crying and shit. So she was miserable. In all the meetings, she was miserable. She didn't look well. She was traumatized. Like, she felt weak. I just can't imagine that, right? I know what it's like to be weak and upset, but in that situation, going to work and still seeing your ex with another woman, and dealing with your boss telling you don't lose your job behind this is too much. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. Nobody wants to deal with that. Now, man, Fitz just doesn't give a fuck. And that's another reason why I don't respect Fitz at the same time, because he does not give a flying fuck. He takes advantage of other wrestlers and women behind the scenes, right? And this is where Stephaine got it from fucking with Triple H. Think about it, man. That's a McMahon. And people are going to say, well, Shane, man, Shane's too nice. Shane is a bitch. Well, Shane's a real one. He's not going to fuck around and take advantage of his wrestlers. I don't know if he did. You feel me? But no, he went off to do his own things. And that's why I respect Shane more than Triple H. Because at least Shane won't cheat on his wife and have her in another relationship and she kills himself. Triple H should feel ashamed of himself. He should feel very bad and feel guilty for what he caused for Chyna. Because if Chyna would have never got cheated on and never took these drugs, the reason she took these drugs is because this dumbass nigga cheated on her. Come on, man. People are going to say, again, Stephanie's young, man. She was young and didn't know what she was doing. No. These niggas had a fucking plan. Them niggas were too demonic and too stupid to realize, you know what? The least Stephanie could have did was apologize to Chyna. If she could at least apologize to Chyna, you feel me? And said, well, I love Hunter, but I'm sorry about what happened. I didn't want to be involved in this. This is his responsibility. I was said, bitch, you could at least dump the nigga, leave his ass. Because he gonna do the same to you. You feel me? So, what if Triple H... See, think about this, right? I'm gonna do another video on this, right? What if Triple H is messing with one of the women backstage? What if he's messing with Stephanie Fakir and Rhea and Charlotte? Putting his hands on them and putting his face in their faces. We're gonna speak on that. Because there's a lot more deeper than what I'm thinking, right? I really think Triple H is messing with the women backstage. Never know. So Triple H is not this good guy people think he is. You know what I'm saying? So be tuned for my next video. I'm going to talk about Triple H being a creep with these women again. I did another video on it, but I'm going to do another one because I'm going to look into this shit real quick. Peace out, guys.